For this lesson, you must follow the PowerPoints and complete the tasks given throughout. These tasks can be completed in your booklets that were given to you at the beginning of this term. If you haven't got a booklet, do not worry, I've uploaded all of the resources onto Show My Homework. So if you haven't got your booklet, I need you to go and get it now, and if you haven't got one, I need you to go on to Show My Homework and to download a copy. So by the end of today's lesson, you will have developed your composition skills in the style of romantic music. You will also develop your listening skills.
I will be available throughout these lessons via email to answer any questions that you may have, so please do not hesitate in asking me for help if you need any help. All of the lesson resources have been uploaded to Show My Homework, so if you haven't done so already, I would like you to go on to Show My Homework and have a look at what I have set. If there's anything you don't understand, again, please write down your questions and email them to me. I will be here to help you.
Activity 14.1. I would like you to listen to this piece of classical music. The piece is called The Planets by Gustav Holst. I would like you to write down interesting information about the tempo, dynamics, instrumentation, pitch, and the melody. And if you can, as a bonus, also write down information about the structure. I only want you to listen up to 2 minutes 30. Please make sure that you are using as much key terminology as possible. For example, if you are speaking about dynamics, I would like you to say forte instead of loud. Please pause the video now. I would now like you to take a different colored pen and to mark and add on to your answers. The tempo is andante. Here is some information about dynamics. The strings come in a mezzo forte. The French horns come in at a slightly louder dynamic, but not quite forte. The brass section then crescendos into forte with the introduction of the timpani. There's a sudden burst of fortissimo from the strings, brass, percussion, and wind section. Straight after this, the instruments go to mezzo forte, playing the main motif. And remember, the motif is the musical idea. As the piece goes into the next section, the dynamics increase to forte, and eventually decrease to mezzo piano and mezzo forte in the wind and percussion sections. The piece continues to have the instruments crescendo up to fortissimo at its loudest and decrescendo down to mezzo piano at its quietest. The instrumentation used is the French horn, cello, viola, violin, glockenspiel, piccolo, flute, trombone, trumpet, bassoon, oboe, clarinet, double bass, and tuba. Please pause the video now. The string section makes use of the middle to high range. The double bass makes use of its low to middle range. The brass section mainly uses its middle range, however, there are moments of low pitches and high pitches. The wind instruments make use of their full range, but mainly use the middle to high range. There is use of conjunct and disjunct melodies throughout the piece, in even amounts. There is use of repetition throughout the piece, and use of lots of imitation and chordal response between the brass section, string section, and wind section. Please pause the video now. It's now time to continue with our romantic compositions. Remember, your piece needs to be between 1 to 2 minutes long. By the end of today, we are aiming to complete all of the sections in red. You need to start off by composing your motif, and then you need to add in your chord sequence. Once you have these two parts done, you can then develop your motif. Have a think about the following. Will it use sequencing? Will it use ornamentation? Will it use a range of dynamics? Once you've done these three things, you then need to add in another instrument to accompany the other instruments. And at the very end, you can experiment with the tempo and the dynamics. Remember, a piece of romantic music is very expressive, very dramatic, and uses lots and lots of emotion. If you need any help, I am just an email away. Please pause the video and continue with your compositions now. I would now like you to complete the plenary in activity 14.4. What will you take away from this unit? Which of the areas covered in this unit have been your favourite, and why? Please pause the video